Just a little situation that he put me in to, make me lose. But he thought I was gonna lose. But
You talking about like a boxing match or?
yeah, boxing match.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Joseph.
On February 24th, 2025, Floyd Mayweather Jr. turned 48, a milestone that saw fans, celebrities, and fellow boxers flood social media with messages celebrating the undefeated legend. Yet in the middle of all the well wishes, one particular post stood out, not for its warmth, but for the tension it carried, and it came from none other than Tank. From here, things have only escalated with a fight currently in talk and Tank revealing the real reason why he left Mayweather Promotions.
Y'all gonna stop listening, old boy. Now he done came out and put his young homie in his drawers on his...
Gervonta "Tank" Davis, the former Mayweather Promotions star and a fighter once seen as Floyd's successor, posted a training clip with a caption that read, "Life is better when you're gone and I don't need ya." It wasn't just the words that sparked interest, but the timing, right on Mayweather's birthday, leading to widespread speculation that the message was directed at the man who once controlled his career. The post was just another chapter in their ongoing public feud, one that has been unfolding for years, and now it seems will finally be settled in the ring.
For y'all career. I mean, y'all
No, it was a
relationship, not
downfall.
career.
Yeah,
Relationship.
it wasn't a downfall of my career. I mean, our relationship, because it was more things that he was doing. Like
He scheduled a fight, I think.
The strained relationship between Mayweather and Davis has been no secret. Their fallout was public and messy, starting when Davis left Mayweather Promotions in 2022 after years of tension. Floyd had built Tank up as his next superstar, but things between them began to crack as Davis sought more independence. In 2023, their feud escalated when Davis revealed he had been banned from Mayweather's gym while preparing for his fight against Ryan Garcia. The situation became more complicated when Davis accused Mayweather of mishandling financial matters related to a Dubai event, claiming he was being kept in the dark about key details. These issues, along with rumors of personal conflicts, kept fueling the fire between the two, and neither man was willing to back down.
he's not gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to be with him than be cool with him, because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll picture him bad situation.
Mayweather, known for never letting criticism slide, responded to Davis's birthday post in a way that only he could. He shared an old sparring video featuring Davis and Devin Haney, a clip many interpreted as an attempt to downplay Davis's skills while reminding the world of his own involvement in Tank's development. For some fans, it was a calculated move by Mayweather to reassert his dominance, a way of saying, "I made you." Others saw it as unnecessary pettiness, especially since Davis had already proven himself with major wins, including his knockout victory over Ryan Garcia. Regardless of how it was perceived, one thing was clear. This wasn't just a simple disagreement between a former promoter and his fighter. This was personal.
He was telling me just stay calm. I always like to listen to Floyd when it comes to big stages like this, because he's the only one that been in my shoes and been like in these type of fights. You know what I mean? So I always try to stay close to Floyd.
Davis, never one to hold back, has continued to air his grievances about Mayweather. In a recent interview with the Mr. J. Hill Network, he made a shocking revelation about the early days of his career, specifically his first world title fight against Jose Pedraza. Davis claimed that Mayweather set him up to lose that fight. According to Davis, the fight wasn't about giving him an opportunity, it was about controlling his career and keeping him in check. Davis described the Pedraza fight as a lose-lose situation, alleging that Floyd expected him to fail. "I was in a lose-lose situation and I still came out on top. It was a situation he put me in to make me lose. He thought I was going to lose to Pedraza," Davis stated.
I remember first hearing an issue between Floyd and Gervonta before Gervonta fought Pedraza. And the issue I heard was that Floyd didn't want Gervonta to stay in Baltimore because he felt there was too many distractions for him in Baltimore, and he wanted to stay in Vegas.
Davis then added another layer to the story, bringing Mayweather's personal life into the mix. According to Tank, the reason Mayweather wanted him to lose had nothing to do with business and everything to do with Floyd's daughter. Yes, remember Ryan Garcia mentioning that the real reason for Tank's separation with Mayweather was his daughter? Well, it turns out that it's exactly that, and not what Tank had said before about freedom. Davis revealed that Mayweather's daughter had been trying to contact him, saying, "She kept hitting me on Snapchat." He suggested that Mayweather, protective of his family and controlling in nature, was uncomfortable with the idea of Davis being involved with his daughter and saw the Pedraza fight as an opportunity to humble him. If these accusations are true, it would mean that one of the most important fights of Davis's career was manipulated due to personal jealousy rather than pure business.
He was saying that I was messing with his daughter off of the fact that she kept Snapchatting me.
Okay.
She kept hitting me on the Snapchat. So they sent it to Floyd, and Floyd bugged out.
Okay.
And it just keeps getting interesting from here. Davis went on to reveal that at the time of the Pedraza fight, he was struggling financially, even facing eviction from his home. According to him, Mayweather used his financial difficulties as leverage, essentially forcing him to take the fight or risk being put on the shelf indefinitely. Davis quoted Mayweather as saying, "If you don't fight him, you're not fighting, you're sitting on the shelf." This claim paints a picture of a young fighter backed into a corner, given no real choice but to accept a high-risk fight while under pressure from his own promoter. Yet, despite these challenges, Davis won the fight in dominant fashion, proving that he was ready for the big stage, regardless of Mayweather's intentions. For years, the tension between these two has been brewing, and with every new interview or social media post, their feud has only intensified. Many assumed their relationship would never recover, but now, the two seem to be moving toward the only logical conclusion: settling things in the ring. Mayweather, despite being retired, has never ruled out exhibition fights, and with the way he's been responding to Davis lately, it's clear he still has something to prove. On the other side, Davis has made it clear he no longer respects Mayweather the way he once did. What started as a mentor-protege relationship has now turned into a rivalry, and it seems like neither man will be satisfied until they stand across from each other in the ring.
Nobody would do business with you if you act like this.
But it happens a lot in boxing, though, right?
Oh, yeah, because
it seems to
it's
be common in
strategic.
boxing. Yeah.
Floyd was telling him all these things.
Floyd's given this counsel to
Yes.
Gervonta.
Who do you think is telling him to do the rehydration clauses?
The idea of Mayweather fighting Davis in any capacity was once unthinkable. Floyd was the mentor, the businessman, the retired legend who had nothing left to prove. But as time has passed, the lines between exhibition fights and real fights have blurred. Mayweather has continued to step into the ring for high-profile exhibitions, including his recent rematch with John Gotti III, and he still trains like an active fighter. Davis, on the other hand, remains one of the most dangerous active fighters in the sport, with devastating knockout power and an undefeated record. The gap between them isn't as wide as it once was, at least not in terms of public perception. Mayweather is still the legend, but Davis is the future, and he knows it.
Got you, baby. Boy, what's going on, boy? What's going on, boy?
It's not just about money or bragging rights anymore. It's about control. Mayweather has spent his entire career being the one in charge, calling the shots and making fighters bend to his will. Davis, meanwhile, has fought to carve his own path, rejecting Mayweather's influence in the process. If this fight happens, it won't just be about skill. It will be about legacy. Mayweather will be fighting to remind the world that he's still the master, that no matter how much Davis achieves, he will always be in Floyd's shadow. Davis, on the other hand, will be fighting to prove that he has surpassed his former mentor, that he doesn't need Mayweather's approval to be great.
So this is your last fight with Mayweather Promotions?
Yes, sir.
You know, Tank announced that he's leaving Mayweather Promotions. What do you have to say about his departure?
My focus, honestly.
The fight itself would be an interesting spectacle. Mayweather, even at 48, still has some of the best defensive skills in boxing history, while Davis possesses the kind of power that can end a fight in an instant. It would be a battle of styles, but more than that, it would be a battle of egos. Both men have spent years taking shots at each other verbally, and now they have a chance to settle it physically. Their relationship has been over for some time now, but Davis is finally letting the world in on why things fell apart.
Say, man, look, man. Your beef is not with Floyd Mayweather. You sitting here beefing with Floyd. It's a fighter out here that's been calling your name that wanna...
What started as a dream come true, training under one of the greatest boxers of all time, eventually turned into a lesson in how the business side of boxing can be just as ruthless as the fights themselves. On the Mr. J. Hill podcast, Davis spoke in a way that made it clear he wasn't just venting. He was exposing a system that keeps fighters dependent, controlled, and in many cases, financially trapped. His words didn't just paint Mayweather as a flawed mentor, but as someone who carefully managed how much power and freedom his fighters could have. The money, the opportunities, even the personal relationships. It was all part of a structure designed to keep Mayweather in charge.
There's no reason for me to go at Floyd. Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29. You'll see, bro. Yeah. That deal.
One of the most telling things Davis said was about the way he was given financial help early in his career. According to him, Mayweather would offer him small amounts of money here and there, $10K or $15K dollars, just enough to keep things moving but never enough to provide real security. Davis saw it as a way of controlling him, keeping him reliant, rather than empowering him to become truly independent. It was a sharp contrast to what many people assume about Mayweather, who built his career by breaking free from promoters and calling his own shots. The irony isn't lost here. Mayweather made sure no one owned him, but Davis felt like he was never given that same freedom under Mayweather Promotions.
And invest in real estate so that we can live that same great life when our careers are over. So I guess that he took it as, I guess he's the only one that wears Chrome Heart. He's the only one that wears Gucci. He's the only one that wears Louis Vuitton. He's the only one that drives a Mercedes. And last time
what makes this situation even more interesting is that Mayweather Promotions itself has been unusually quiet in 2025. With Richard Schaefer as the new CEO, the expectation was that the company would be making major moves, especially given how strong boxing has been this year. But instead, they've been silent. No big fights, no new stars, no major headlines. For a company once positioned as a serious promotional force, it's a noticeable decline. It raises the question, has Mayweather simply lost interest in running a promotional company? Or has his past way of doing business caught up with him?
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, tank is tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. I always tell you.
Davis also made it clear that his fallout with Mayweather wasn't just about business, it was personal. He talked about realizing that the person he once idolized wasn't who he thought he was. That kind of disappointment isn't just about contracts or money, it's about trust. He saw Mayweather as someone who would genuinely help him, but over time, he felt like everything came with strings attached. Even other fighters in the boxing world took notice. According to Davis, he would talk to his peers and let them know what was really going on behind the scenes, warning them not to fall into the same cycle. That part of the story is especially interesting because it suggests that Mayweather's way of handling fighters wasn't a secret. It was just something nobody spoke about publicly.
That probably was like $100,000.
Right.
He bought me a lot. He bought me a car. He got me in a house. He did a lot. He did a lot before I even was.
There's also the question of whether this fallout has affected Davis's career in any way. The numbers suggest it hasn't. He's become an even bigger star since leaving Mayweather Promotions, proving that he never needed that backing to begin with. That alone challenges the narrative that Mayweather tried to push for years, that he was the key to his fighter's success. If anything, Davis is living proof that sometimes getting away from a big-name promoter can be the best thing for a fighter's career. One last thing to consider is whether other fighters will start coming forward with similar stories. Davis was the biggest star under Mayweather Promotions, but he wasn't the only one. If other former Mayweather fighters begin to open up about their own experiences, it could put the company's reputation in serious jeopardy. Right now, the damage is limited to Davis's personal experience, but if a pattern emerges, it could force people to take a harder look at how Mayweather ran his business.
Hey, AB, what's your thought on Tank and Floyd going back and forth, man?
I let two grown men handle their business, but they know whose side I'm on if we gotta go there, though.
At this point, Davis has moved on. He's a top star, he's making more money than ever, and he's doing it on his own terms. But his words carry weight, and they highlight a bigger issue in boxing: the way power is controlled, the way money is distributed, and the way some fighters are kept in check by the very people who are supposed to be helping them. Floyd Mayweather Jr. commemorated his 48th birthday with characteristic grandeur. The week-long celebration, reportedly costing $5 million, was a testament to Mayweather's penchant for opulence. Festivities spanned from February 17th to 24 in Miami Beach, encompassing a series of lavish events designed to indulge and entertain.
Yo, them people over in Dubai that money. Tell them get on live right now. And he owe people in Saudi Arabia money too.
Attendees were treated to beach parties, ATV tours, roller skating sessions, bowling nights, and exclusive gatherings on luxury yachts and at mansions, including a notable event at the former Versace mansion. This extravagant display not only underscored Mayweather's enduring wealth, but also his desire to remain in the public eye, reinforcing his brand as the money. In stark contrast to Mayweather's celebratory indulgence, Gervonta Davis has been navigating a path marked by introspection and candid revelations. In a recent interview, Davis delved into the intricacies of his relationship with his former mentor, shedding light on the challenges he faced during their association. He recounted moments of disillusionment, expressing that the person he once idolized did not align with the reality he experienced up close.
Listen, I made so many sacrifices. Y'all looking at the end. Y'all looking at the end results. Y'all not looking at the shit where y'all go look at the interview and Zab gonna tell y'all, you know, with me being champion, with me already.
This sentiment highlights a common narrative in professional sports, where the idolization of figures can sometimes lead to disenchantment upon closer interaction. Davis also touched upon personal tensions that may have exacerbated the rift between him and Mayweather. While Mayweather continues to bask in the limelight of his past achievements and current extravagances, his promotional company, Mayweather Promotions, has been notably subdued in 2025. Despite the appointment of Richard Schaefer as the new CEO, the company has not announced significant events or promotions this year. This silence is particularly conspicuous given the current surge in boxing's popularity. The reasons behind this inactivity remain speculative, but it raises questions about the company's direction and Mayweather's involvement in its operations.
We on? Yeah. We on. I want everybody to follow him on all his social media platforms. Follow my guy, future world champion.
All Mayweather has been doing is talking. In a move that has sparked discussions within the boxing community, Mayweather recently named Terence Crawford as the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world. This endorsement is intriguing, especially considering Mayweather's history of promoting his own protégés. By highlighting Crawford's achievements as a four-weight world champion with an unblemished 41-0 record, Mayweather's acknowledgement suggests a possible shift in his perspective on the current boxing landscape. It also raises questions about his views on other top contenders and the future of the sport.
Like some confusion, is Tank a Mayweather Promotions fighter still? Is he not? What is his his involvement with Mayweather Promotions, or is it just all still PBC, Al Heyman?
Yeah, Tank is not signed to Mayweather Promotions.
Okay, gotcha.
He's not signed to Mayweather Promotions. His contract ran out,
yeah,
and that's fine. But as I always say, contracts don't define.
Gervonta Davis, on the other hand, continues to ascend in his career. With an impressive record of 30-0, Davis has become a prominent figure in boxing, amassing significant victories and a growing fan base. His upcoming fight against Lamont Roach Jr. March 1st is highly anticipated, with many viewing it as another opportunity for Davis to solidify his legacy. Interestingly, Davis had previously announced plans to retire in 2025, but has since reconsidered, hinting at a potential break rather than a permanent exit from the sport. This decision reflects his evolving mindset and perhaps a desire to further establish his dominance in the boxing world.
I seen Tank, man, when Tank first got with Floyd, we had the same exact record. And I seen Tank knock out guys that Floyd had a hard time in sparring with, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, this guy's the truth.
The interplay between Davis and Mayweather offers a compelling narrative about mentorship, ambition, and the complexities inherent in personal and professional relationships. Their contrasting approaches to life and career, Mayweather's indulgence in luxury, and Davis's focus on personal growth and professional advancement highlight the divergent paths that protégés and mentors can take. As both continue on their respective journeys, the boxing world watches with keen interest, eager to see how this story unfolds. In examining the broader implications of their relationship, one can observe the challenges that arise when personal and professional worlds collide. The mentor-protege dynamic is inherently complex, often fraught with expectations, aspirations, and the inevitable desire for independence. Davis's candid reflections on his experiences with Mayweather shed light on the potential pitfalls of such relationships, especially when personal grievances and professional ambitions intersect. Moreover, Mayweather's continued emphasis on a lavish lifestyle serves as a stark contrast to Davis's more grounded approach. This dichotomy raises questions about the values that define success in the world of professional boxing. While Mayweather's wealth and flamboyance have become integral to his brand, Davis's narrative centers on resilience, personal growth, and a desire to forge his own path.
You can't even see who it is. Hey, who is the dude? Who is the dude?
And that right there is...
Got it. That ending was way too formal and didn't fit the tone of the rest of the piece. Here's a stronger, more natural way to wrap it up. At the end of the day, this whole situation between Mayweather and Davis isn't just about boxing, it's personal. Mayweather is still living that high life, throwing million-dollar birthday parties and making sure the world knows he's still the money. Meanwhile, Davis is out here trying to carve his own lane, keeping his circle small and focusing on what really matters, his career and legacy.
What they mean? Love limit. I don't like Floyd, motherfucker.
No, you don't. EJ do the trash.
But let's be real, this heat isn't over. Mayweather can pretend he's moved on, but his actions say otherwise. Whether it's downplaying Davis's success, hyping up Terrence Crawford, or staying quiet on big fights in 2025, it's clear he's still watching. And Davis, he's got bigger things to worry about, like proving he's the best in the game, even if it means knocking down his former mentor in the ring. What do you think? Share your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more updates.